Now, the largest department store in the German capital has pulled several Israeli goods from its shelves in conformity with the European Union rule. A spokesperson for Kadui said the Israeli goods will not be sold until they're labeled in accordance with the new EU guidelines. European Union regulation outlaws made in Israel tags on products that are made in Israeli settlements in the occupied West Bank or in the Golan Heights. The EU rule has triggered fierce backlash from Tel Aviv. In the meantime, a prominent American academic association has also overwhelmingly approved a resolution to boycott Israeli academic institutions. Now, Israel's expansion of settlements in the West Bank has prompted an international campaign dubbed Boycott, Divestment, and Sanctions. All Israeli settlement activities in occupied Palestinian territories are illegal under international law. For more on the story, we're joined out of Brisbane by Mr. Max Egan, radio host and political commentator. Mr. Egan, it seems the BDS is gaining more momentum, as is the EU policy to label products from illegal settlements. Now, it seems that industry is stepping in, and even academia in the U.S. now is stepping in where many governments have failed. Your thoughts?
Well, it's good that they are, because, you know, people on the ground are very, very aware of the apartheid situation that exists in Israel, and people want to have some means of participating and protesting and making a stand on the ground themselves. They're not getting any leeway from the government. You know, any channels that they try through government simply don't work. So it gives people an opportunity to actually participate themselves by not supporting these products, and it's a good thing, and that's why people are demanding it. And it's good that they're doing it. I mean, there's a lot more we should do. You know, Israel gets a lot of aid from the United States and other nations anyway, but at least in this movement, people on the ground are able to participate and voice their political concerns about this situation, and really their humanitarian concerns, really.
And what kind of rifts should we expect to see as this BDS movement becomes more popular? So many of the supporters are in countries that are allied with the West, and particularly the U.S.
Well, we're going to see, of course, a lot of backlash out of Tel Aviv. We're going to see all these people being vilified as anti-Semites and haters and all sorts of stuff, the way Israel always plays it. But I don't think it's going to work. People are waking up to the pariah that Israel is. They're waking up to what's really going on in West Bank and what's really going on in Gaza, and people have frankly had enough. So I don't really think it matters how much backlash we see from Tel Aviv. I think it's just going to go forward. I think people want to participate in these sorts of movements, and I think they should participate in these sorts of movements. So I think the more backlash we hear from Israel simply is going to reinforce people's conviction and illustrate them to be correct in what they're doing.
And where does your optimism stand personally? I mean, will this movement and the actions of certain governments and industry supporting the movement lead to any kind of change in Israel's behavior towards Palestinians?
Look, I don't know. I really don't know. At least it does show there's public opinion that is on the side of the Palestinian people and on the side of what is right. But I don't know if we really will achieve anything until we put pressure on our governments to stop supporting these war crimes that Israel's carrying out. I mean, all these settlements, this is a war crime under the Geneva Convention. Gaza Strip is a war crime under the Geneva Convention. So we've got to start calling out our governments ourselves for their support of the war crimes that Israel is carrying out. I mean, that's really where it's got to come down to. The BDS movement can only achieve so much while Israel is receiving millions and millions of dollars every day from Western governments.
Well, Mr. Max Egan, thank you for your contribution to the program. It's Mr. Max Egan, radio host and political commentator, joining us out of Brisbane, Australia.